The thing that I remember most about working with Ted was the laughter. The time was productive and it was profitable, but it stands out most to me because of the warmth of the friendship that was developed. The laughter was the cement, was the glue that held it all together. Um, the the humility and the poking fun at ourselves just took it all to a different level. Ted and Claudia gave me a batch of dried habaneros one time, and knowing that Ted considered it a challenge to have something made that was too hot for him to eat, I set about to make a batch of white chili with Great Northern beans and turkey and some additional spices. And I took this bag of dried habanero peppers that Claudia had so thoughtfully shared with me, and I put about a third of them in the batch of chili. And not being that familiar with dealing with habaneros or with dried chilies, I like hot food, but just hadn't cooked them that much. When I went to put the dried habaneros in, I rubbed them together with my hands to powder them up. Well, by now most of you are probably laughing at what's coming next. Turns out there's oils in those that on bare skin gets kind of hot, but I didn't notice it for a while. It took a while. It started getting a little warmer. And then I looked at what was left of the pepper in the baggie, and I thought, well, I don't know when I'm going to next cook something that will use these. Dump the rest of that bag. And of course I had to grind them up too down there. Now my hands are getting fairly warm in the pot of chili. So I cooked it up, and sure enough, it was hot. The combination of flavors were such that the heat didn't really hit immediately. And but I took it down and took it for us to have for lunch at work the next day. And Ted's reaction when he took the first bite of it was, "Oh, spicy." Not going to give an inch on it. And we both sat there and ate those 2 bowls of chili and just breaking in a sweat. It was so hot, but it tasted so good that Ted looked over at me after we'd gotten through the first bowl, and we were both sitting there kind of laughing at each other, and Ted says, "Want to do another?" And it was that, sure I do. So I dished us up a second bowl, and I'm pretty sure we paid for it later, but it was one of those where he was laughing. I was telling him the story about the acid burns on my hands. I held up my hands, and they were bright rosy red, and so we had plenty to laugh at about that. And it was just take a bite and wince, take a bite and wince. But pretty sure that whole pot of chili got eaten eventually. There are moments like that he created that are just precious. Ted lives on in my heart. Ted lives on in my memory. It was true. He truly enriched my time here on earth, and I know he enriched others' time, and I know that he's left a legacy of a family of fine children that can all be very proud of the father they had, and a loving wife who I pray for every day. Those of you that knew Ted were truly blessed, and I will continue to be blessed as long as I have a memory to remember those times.